Here they come. They're off far outside. Fatty, the first to show speed. Fatty quickly to the top for Morgan. In between horses, here's Watch Pocket. And now Watch Pocket will take command as they race under the wire for the first time. A length back to Why Do You Cry. Pacing second, another length back to Fatty in third. On the outside, Art Break Hotel for Pinsky is on the move. 2 lengths behind her, Polly Pocket, the free-legged filly. Then another gap of 2 to Elmerhurst Amabel. Your trailer is Sand My Girl. They're off the quarter, 29-2. Your leader is Watch Pocket and McGee. But here's Art Break Hotel, the 2-year-old filly by Art's Place. Now takes command for Pinsky. They'll control the tempo as they race to the half. Art Break Hotel leads the way a length over Watch Pocket in second. A length back to Why Do You Cry racing third. Fatty is fourth. Polly Pocket racing in fifth. 2 lengths back to Elmhurst Amabel. Your trailer is still Sand My Girl. No change now in position as they race by the half, 59-3. Art Break Hotel leads the way. A length, Watch Pocket right in behind second. Now Fatty first up in third for Morgan. On the inside, Why Do You Cry racing in fourth. Watch Pocket and Polly Pocket comes on in fifth. 3/8 to go. Your leader, Art Break Hotel, 3 parts of a length. Fatty, the challenger. On the inside, it's Watch Pocket racing in third. Why Do You Cry? Now into the action fourth. They're in the stretch. Art Break Hotel leads the way by 2. 3/4, 130-1. 3/16 out. It's Art Break Hotel, the leader. On the inside, Watch Pocket coming back. Fatty racing in third. Why Do You Cry racing in fourth off stride. Elmhurst Amabel, 1/8 of a mile to go. Here's Watch Pocket on the inside. Watch Pocket now goes on by. Art Break Hotel is back to second. Fatty racing in third. Watch Pocket now cruising away to the easy victory over Art Break Hotel. Fatty may have gotten third, 158-2. Fields off the turn. Now they're in the stretch. Here they come. They're off. Idlewild's Bow, the first to show speed, used aggressively early on by Jacobs. Also coming away well, Rollerblade, Idlewild's Bow. To the top by 2 over Rollerblade. A length and a half back to Best Boy Hanover racing third. Chal Sharp Hitter racing in fourth. Garth came away fifth for Morgan. 2 lengths back to French Sabra. Local leader. Your trailer is Brigadier. Now they're out of the club turn. They race for the quarter. Idlewild's Bow leads. They go by that station in 29 seconds. They race up the backstretch. Idlewild's Bow leads, and now driving from the pocket is Rollerblade. Robbins sends Rollerblade after the lead, and now they take command. A length over Idlewild's Bow. 2 lengths back to Best Boy Hanover racing in third. Garth is underway for Morgan. On the inside, Chal Sharp Hitter. Into the flow is French Sabra right in behind Garth. 3 lengths back to Brigadier. A local leader trails. Rollerblade leads by the half a length. They go by the half, 58-4. Rollerblade a length over Idlewild's Bow in second. Garth being rated third. Best Boy Hanover saves ground in fourth. French Sabra following up. Live covers second over and fifth on the outside. To the inside of him, Chal Sharp Hitter, Brigadier, and local leader. They come to the corner with Rollerblade in command. Garth now attacks on the outside for Morgan. Idlewild's Bow is right there in third. Best Boy Hanover off the rail in fourth. 1/4 of a mile to go, and now Garth takes the lead. Rollerblade battles the fight back in second. Far outside, French Sabra. Best Boy Hanover now picks up the leaders. 3/4, 128-1. Garth is under a drive. Here's Best Boy Hanover. On the outside, French Sabra also making up ground. A 16th out. Garth leads. Morgan going to work. Best Boy Hanover in between horses and French Sabra. Garth on the inside. Garth has it measured for Morgan. Best Boy Hanover second. French Sabra third. 157-2. And mirrors off the turn. Now they're in the stretch. Here they come. They're off. On the inside, Classics Dow left well. With Sia far outside, here's Flamin' Hope. Sia now takes command. Classics Dow in between horses. Flamin' Hope ranging up on the outside. Sia on a short lead. Flamin' Hope is right alongside second, a length back to Classics Dow in third. Coming away fourth, Queen Winners. Right in behind her, Jake's Duchess, Life's a Party, Ancient Rachel, and Reminder. And now Flamin' Hope takes over the lead. Goes by the quarter, 28-4. They race up the backstretch. Flamin' Hope leads a length over Sia. 3 lengths back to Classics Dow, racing third. On the inside and now off the rail for Morgan is Queen Winners. Jake's Duchess. We'll follow up that live cover. Also into the flow, Life's a Party for Andy Miller. Reminder is on the move. Ancient Rachel is on the inside and trailing. They race for the half. Flamin' Hope leads the way. Sia right in behind second. Queen Winners under urging third. On the inside, Classics Dow racing in fourth. Jake's Duchess follows up live cover, 59-3. Into the far turn, Flamin' Hope leads the way a length over Sia. On the outside, Queen's Winners, 3/8 to go. It's Flamin' Hope the one to catch. They're all in behind Flamin' Hope. Sia is right there in second. Queen Winners being rated in third. Jake's Duchess moves up fourth. On the inside, Classics Dow racing in fifth. Life's a Party into the action. They turn for home. Your leader, Flamin' Hope, leads the way a length and a quarter over Sia. Queen Winners racing in third. Here comes Jake's Duchess. 3/4, 1:30-4. Now 3/16 to go. Flamin' Hope on a short lead. Jake's Duchess now on the outside. Puts ahead in front. Here's Sia in between horses. From far back, Life's a Party. Sia to the front. On the inside, Flamin' Hope. Life's a Party is charging. On the inside, Classics Dow looks for room. Sia leads. Here's Life's a Party. Sia in front. Life's a Party second. Flamin' Hope may have salvaged third. 2 minutes flat. Top of the stretch. 7 pacers now in behind the starting gate. Here they come. They're off on the inside. Sunglare left well far outside. Here's No Laughing for Joe Anderson. Off stride at the back of the pack is Storm B. Bruin. No Laughing for Anderson now takes the track. A length and a quarter. Sunglare racing in second. Guy Laughing is off stride. Guy Laughing off stride. They're in the club turn. No Laughing now. Cruising down to a 2-length lead. On the inside, Sunglare racing in second. Pinsky has Guy Laughing back on his gate. He's quickly up to challenge the leader. They're off the opening quarter, 29-4, and now Guy Laughing will take command. No Laughing back to second on the outside. Here's Chris Van Winkle for Dean McGee. He's on the move. He attacks Guy Laughing. Chris Van Winkle into the 3/8. Now puts ahead in front. Guy Laughing holds the inside, a length and a half back to No Laughing. Pacing in third, another length back to Sunglare in fourth. Ripplematic and Roundup Hanover. They race for the half. And now Chris Van Winkle leads the way a length and a quarter. They go by the half, 59-2. Chris Van Winkle into the far turn. Leads a length over Guy Laughing. On the inside, it's No Laughing. Racing in third. Ripplematic up on the outside now moves up in fourth. Roundup Hanover right in behind him. Sunglare is shuffled back to the end. They come to the corner. Chris Van Winkle leads the way. Ripplematic is the challenger on the outside. Guy Laughing is right in behind the leader and now moves off the rail. They're inside the quarter pole. Chris Van Winkle on a short lead. Ripplematic on the outside. Guy Laughing. Another move, 3/4, 129-1. They're in mid-stretch. Chris Van Winkle leads. Ripplematic the challenger. Dean McGee going to work. He urges him on. Chris Van Winkle responds. Ripplematic on the outside. Here comes Sunglare with a late move. In deep stretch, Chris Van Winkle on the inside. Ripplematic trying to wear him down. Chris Van Winkle game for the victory. Ripplematic second, Sunglare up for third, 157-3. Looking ahead to tonight's 6th race, a late scratch in the 6th race, scratch number 9, Banner. Number 9, Banner, off the turn. Now they're in the stretch. Here they come. They're off. Ouch, it's Angel. Left in the middle of the track for McGee. On the inside, it's Fun One and Jacobs. Ouch, it's Angel. Takes the lead under the wire for the first time. A length over Fun One in second. A length back to Nice and Devilish, racing in third. Broadway Idol settles in fourth. 2 lengths back to Clown Lyric, pacing in fifth. Then comes Jordan's Good Girl. Amy McDougal, your trailer, Spring Valley High. They're out of the turn and they race by the quarter. It's the favorite, Ouch It's Angel, on top, a tight length over Fun One. They're past that station, 29-3. And now driving from third is Nice and Devilish. Ouch It's Angel now turns up the heat a little bit. Opens up by 2, Nice and Devilish. On the outside, racing in second. Fun One is right in behind the leader. Third, Broadway Idol is off the cones for Morgan. Second over as they race for the half, as is Clown Lyric. Third over in fifth. Coming on, Jordan's Good Girl. Amy McDougal advances on the rail. And Spring Valley High still trails by the half, 58-3. Ouch It's Angel leads the way, being prompted by Nice and Devilish on the outside and Rick Schroeder. Fun One enjoying a perfect trip in third. Broadway Idol, the roan, is poised for Morgan in fourth. Clown Lyric on the outside fifth. Amy McDougal continues to gain ground along the inside. Spring Valley High and Jordan's Good Girl top of the stretch. Ouch It's Angel leads on the inside. Fun One comes back. Nice and Devilish has had it inside the quarter pole. Ouch It's Angel now opens up the lead by 3. Fun One is second. Broadway Idol comes out third. 3/4, 129. Down the stretch, Ouch It's Angel is leg weary on the outside. Here comes Broadway Idol further out. Here comes Clown Lyric and Ernie Adam, and now Clown Lyric takes the lead. Broadway Idol racing in second, dropping back. It's Ouch It's Angel. Clown Lyric to the 4. Clown Lyric wins it by 2. Broadway Idol second. Ouch It's Angel salvages third in 1:59-1. Fields in the straight, picking up speed. Here they come. They're off. Brilliant Fire is going right out for the lead. Far outside, Duchess Spur also left well. On the inside, it's Mega Carey. Brilliant Fire for John Anderson. To the top, here's Duchess Spur and Carl Porcelli Jr. a length back to Mega Carey, racing in third. Duo Defiance is 2 lengths back and behind her, fourth. Stormy Linda racing in fifth. Zanstra is 6. Restricted Cam is unhurried in 7th. Racing in 8th to the quarter, Viking Girl, your trailer is Land's End. They're off the quarter, 29 seconds. They race up the backstretch. Brilliant Fire leads the way on the outside. Duchess Spur continues to go at the leader and now takes a seat in behind Brilliant Fire. A length and a half back to Mega Carey, racing third. 2 lengths back to Duo Defiance in fourth. On the outside, Zanstra is first over in fifth. To the inside of her, Stormy Linda. Restricted Cam is on the move with cover. Then comes Viking Girl. Land's End now drives from last. They're by the half, 59-1. Brilliant Fire has led from the onset. She leads a length and a quarter. Duchess Spur racing in second. On the inside, racing in third, Mega Carey. Zanstra has to do more on the outside. Restricted Cam is moving up for Art Gregory Jr. Top of the stretch, Brilliant Fire leads the way. Length and a half, Duchess Spur right in behind second. Now they're in the stretch. Brilliant Fire by 2 over Duchess Spur. 3/4, 129. 3/16 out. Brilliant Fire trying to go all the way. Duchess Spur, another move at the leader. Restricted Cam is on the move in third in between horses. Zanstra moves up fourth and 8th to go. Brilliant Fire leads. Duchess Spur tries to come on. Restricted Cam, a late move, but it's too late. Brilliant Fire in deep stretch is home free for John Anderson. Brilliant Fire, front stepping victory. Second, Duchess Spur Restricted Cam third, 158 and 1. 783 592 61 scratch 4. And your winner of the 6th race was number 8 Duchess Spur, owned by Paul Massa, trained by Mitch McKenzie, and driven to victory by top of the stretch. Here they come. They're off on the inside. Not a Gambler left for position on the outside. Here's Bonaire's Express. Moving right with Bonaire's Express, Ideal Duchess. Bonaire's Express now to the front, a length. Not a Gambler on the inside, second. Ideal Duchess on the rim in third. A length back to Carolina Joy, racing in fourth. 2 lengths back to Ancient Lou. Then a break of 5 to Wheezy Wig. In behind her, Miss Super Knight, Rosedale Dynasty, Jimmy's Butterfly, and BJ's Hit. They're off the quarter, 28 and 4. They race up the backstretch. It's Bonaire's Express and Tony Morgan. A length and a quarter, Ideal Duchess. Parked on the outside in second. On the inside, third. Not a Gambler, a length and a half back to Carolina Joy. Racing in fourth. 3 lengths back to Ancient Lou in fifth. Then a gap of 3. On the outside, here comes Rosedale Dynasty. She brings up Jimmy's Butterfly. Wheezy Wig to the inside, along with Miss Super Knight and BJ's Hit. They race by the half, 58 and 3, and now after working hard to get the lead, Ideal Duchess. But here's Bonaire's Express again for Morgan. Bonaire's Express retakes with 3/8 to go. Ideal Duchess is back to second, 2 lengths back to Not a Gambler. Racing in third, Carolina Joy is off the cones in fourth. Ancient Lou moves up fifth. Wheezy Wig and Rosedale Dynasty. Jimmy's Butterfly comes on from far back. They're in the stretch. Bonaire's Express leads the way. Ideal Duchess racing in second, 3/4, 129. They have to catch Bonaire's Express, and now she rolls off to a 4-length lead. Far outside, here comes BJ's Hit for McGee. In between horses, Carolina Joy makes up ground, along with Wheezy Wig, and on the inside, Miss Super Knight is charging. Down the stretch, BJ's Hit now takes the lead. Bonaire's Express on the inside, Ancient Lou. BJ's Hit now drawing off for the narrow victory over Bonaire's Express. Ancient Lou third, 158 and 3. Top of the stretch. Here they come. They're off with Anticipating, firing right out to the lead. Anticipating to an easy length and a quarter advantage over Scenic Billy, racing in second. On the outside, here's Van Cruz. Racing in third, a length back to Free Society in fourth. 2 lengths back to Don't Walk, pacing in fifth. A length and a half back to Shea Hanover, racing in sixth. And behind him, Your Chance, a gap 2. Pied Piper, your trailers are Honky Tonk Star and Benevolent Viking. They're strung out. They're by the quarter. Anticipating takes them by that station, 29 and 1. They race up the backstretch. Anticipating by 2 lengths over Van Cruz in second. 2 lengths back to Scenic Billy. Racing in third, a length back to Free Society. Unhurried in fourth. Another length back to Don't Walk and Terry Leonard in fifth. Shea Hanover is off the cones for Fred Finn Jr. Your Chance now into the outer flow, along with Pied Piper. Honky Tonk Star, Benevolent Viking, saves ground along the inside. Anticipating has led from the onset by 2. They're by the half, 59 and 1. 30-second breather for Anticipating, and Dan Knox into the far turn, a length and a quarter. Van Cruz racing second. Free Society being rated third. Right in behind him, Don't Walk moves up for Terry Leonard. Now off stride, Van Cruz. Van Cruz is off stride. Top of the stretch, Anticipating leads the way. Free Society takes over second. Then 2 lengths back to Don't Walk. The rest of the field is far back and scattered. 3/4, 128 and 4. Inside the quarter pole, go. Anticipating, under urging, Free Society, lurking as the main danger. Don't Walk racing in third, Your Chance a distant fourth, along with Pied Piper, an eighth of a mile to go. Anticipating, Dan Knox going to work, trying to keep him alive. Free Society, here's Don't Walk on the far outside. Anticipating, digs down deep. Don't Walk going on by for the victory. Close for second, 157-4. And Cruz did not finish. Reads down 7-2, did not finish. 3-1, 8-5, 4-6, 9 on the bottom. Top of the stretch. Here they come. They're off from the far outside. Lead Me On left hard. In between horses, HP's Bad Boy is there, along with Fitch Me a Kalua and Coy. And now it's Coy to the front. HP's Bad Boy racing second. Fitch Me a Kalua is third. 4 lengths back to Double Time J racing in fourth. Right in behind him is French Canadian. Another length back to Native Scooter. Then comes Lead Me On. 2 lengths back to Dave McGee and 1 for the money. Your 2 trailers, Mr. Anthony and Munster Hanover. Quick quarter, 27-4. They race up the backstretch, and here's HP's Bad Boy quickly up to challenge Coy, and now take command. Fitch Me a Kalua sent underway by Morgan. He attacks on the outside, and now Fitch Me a Kalua paces on by. HP's Bad Boy yields in second. On the outside, Double Time J is first up in third. Along the rail, it's Coy, following cover by the half, French Canadian. They go by the half, 57 seconds. Far turn, Fitch Me a Kalua leads the way. On the outside, Double Time J being rated. On the inside, HP's Bad Boy racing in third. French Canadian is poised for Gregory in fourth. Right in behind him, Native Scooter. On the inside, Coy is shuffled back. They turn for home, and Fitch Me a Kalua now opens up the lead by 2. HP's Bad Boy racing in second. On the outside, Double Time J racing third. 3/4, 126-2 in mid-stretch. Fitch Me a Kalua under a drive. Double Time J, yet another move. He's going a big heat. Here comes French Canadian from Varback. Lead Me On is gathering up momentum in deep stretch. Here's French Canadian. Double Time J still there. Fitch Me a Kalua and Lead Me On. French Canadian in front. Lead Me On maybe over Fitch Me a Kalua third. Tight for second. 156-1. Top of the stretch, picking up speed. Here they come. They're off on the inside. It's Highway Revenge going right for the lead. Leone Hanover's there, and now here's Quick Mischief. Highway Revenge to Lake Jules Joanne in fourth. Ruth Treasure is fifth. In behind her, 911A. Then Morganelli about 6 lengths off the top. Your trailer is Talk a Lot. They race by the quarter, 20.